I'm Jess De Los Santos. This is One News Now. President Duterte has ordered PhilHealth to include RT-PCR test and inpatient care in hospital tents in its COVID-19 package coverage. Maricel Halili joins us live from Mandaluyong City to give us the details. Maricel, what other perks does the president want included in the COVID care package?
Yes, Jess, as you mentioned, the President Duterte has ordered, particularly the IATF and those enforcement agencies, to make sure that the RT-PCR test will be given to those who are in need. Secretary Dizon mentioned that all they have to do is to provide the PhilHealth identification, and then if these individuals are proven to be exposed to COVID-19, they will be provided an RT-PCR test at a very low cost. A huge part of the payment will be provided by the PhilHealth, but of course, they must meet the criteria given by the medical experts.
Okay, the authorities as well, the likes of testing czar Vince Dizon, explain how a person can avail of swab tests for free or with minimal fees at least.
Yes, Jess. Secretary Dizon mentioned that PhilHealth can provide for all the payment, or at least the individual exposed to COVID-19 will only have to pay at least 300 pesos for an RT-PCR test, provided that they will meet the criteria given by the medical experts. This include the proven exposure to other COVID-19 patients. An individual cannot just go to a laboratory to ask for an RT-PCR test just because he wants to. He must meet the criteria given by the experts.
Okay, yesterday we have a number of officials, particularly hospital groups here, really urging the use of rapid antigen test kits, especially in the NCR Plus areas. Did Secretary Dizon mention any possibility of augmenting the use of antigen test kits?
He did. Secretary Dizon earlier said that the national government has already procured around 500,000 antigen tests. The focus of the national government will be on those areas that are proven to have an outbreak, like NCR Plus. They will also include Pampanga and Batangas in the usage of antigen tests. Their target is to make an antigen test for around 32,000 a day.
Now, moving over to vaccination, are there updates on the delivery of COVID-19 vaccines? How many doses are we expecting this April at least?
Vaccine Czar Carlito Galvez announced that the national government is expecting around 1.5 million doses of Sinovac to be delivered this month of April. These are the vaccines that the national government has procured from China. Aside from that, we're also expecting around 500,000 doses of Sputnik V from Gamaleya of Russia. So roughly around 2 million doses are expected to be delivered for this month. Unfortunately, this is quite shorter as compared to the expected 4 million doses of vaccine that are supposedly delivered this month. Secretary Galvez explained that even the World Health Organization, or the COVAX facility of the World Health Organization, is also having a hard time deploying or distributing vaccine, considering the shortage of global supply. So there's no assurance yet as to when the vaccines, which will come from the COVAX facility, will be delivered to the Philippines, particularly the AstraZeneca vaccines.
Right, Marcel, while that remains pending, over here in the Philippines, you have Representative Mike Defensor currently in hot water for plans to actually distribute Ivermectin to residents in Quezon City. This despite, of course, previous warnings from the FDA and the World Health Organization. What is the palace's position on this?
Just we asked presidential spokesperson Harry Roque if Representative Defensor has legal liability for encouraging the people to use Ivermectin, despite the fact that it's not yet proven by the Food and Drug Administration. Well, Secretary Roque refused to answer whether Representative Defensor has legal liabilities or has committed violation. But then again, they have reiterated, Malacanang has reiterated, as well as Dr. Salvania of the DOH Technical Advisory Group, that the usage of ivermectin, or there's no assurance that the ivermectin is safe for the use of human consumption, rather. Dr. Salvana reiterated that here in the Philippines, since 2018, ivermectin has no license. The FDA yesterday announced that a manufacturer has already filed for a compassionate use license for ivermectin, but the FDA still has to investigate and to study the data provided by that particular group for the use of ivermectin. So we still have to wait whether it is safe for human consumption or not before it will be given a license to be used by humans or individuals.
Okay, now moving over from COVID-19, including vaccines, this time around, let's talk, of course, food supply here. The 60-day price cap for pork and chicken, that is set to end on Thursday. Did the palace say anything about the possibility of extending that?
This is something that they still have to look into. As we all know, the Malacanang has already imposed a price ceiling for pork and chicken. And especially now that a lot of people have been suffering because of the imposition of the enhanced community quarantine, aside from the fact that we are also facing shortage on the pork supply because of the African swine fever. Secretary Roque said that they will study if there's a need to extend the imposition of a price ceiling to pork and chicken products. But as of the moment, they feel that the most effective way to solve the issue on supply is a reproduction or repopulation of pork industry or hog industry, and to import pork products from other countries.
All right, thank you very much, Maricel Halili, for those updates, reporting to us live from Mandaluyong. NCR mayors are gearing up for the distribution of cash aid to their low-income constituents in light of the reimposition of ECQ in NCR Plus areas. Let's get the latest updates on this from JC Cosico. He's joining us on the line. JC, has any LGU started distributing financial aid?
Jeff, we just received the word that the city government of Manila will actually begin the distribution of cash aid today. Last night, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno said that they received about 1.5 billion pesos for the ECQ cash aid to be distributed to residents. Jeff.
Okay, JC, of course, we do know that the Interior Department is giving LGUs the free hand to actually distribute this either in cash aid or in kind or in the form of ayuda. So what is a more preferred choice here among local governments?
Jeff, most of the LGUs who interviewed so far, they chose cash because they say the distribution is speedy compared to the actual in-kind donation if they will opt for that donation. Now, these LGUs include Marikina, Caloocan, Taguig, Pateros, and Parañaque. Jeff.
Okay, JC, now let's get some updates from specific localities there in Manila. When will they start distributing aid and how many beneficiaries are they looking at?
Just the Manila PAO said that today, April 6, they are targeting to distribute in several barangays in District 1. About 28,000 beneficiaries are expected to receive the cash aid. Jeff.
How about in Mandaluyong, JC? Are they also looking to hand out the aid in cold cash? And when will they start the distribution as well?
Just in a text message, Mandaluyong Mayor Mercy Abalos said that they are targeting the distribution this week. They received around 364 million pesos with beneficiaries of around 91,250 families. Check.
Okay, now moving over to another NCR city, Marikina. Is it true that they did not receive enough funds to cover all their target beneficiaries? And what is Mayor Teodoro's reaction to this?
Yes, just according to Marikina Mayor Marcy Teodoro, they received around 384 million pesos, which is enough to around 79,887 families, beneficiaries. Now, what they have in their list, the top beneficiary list is around 113,000 recipients. So they are planning to amend their budget so that the remaining beneficiaries will also receive aid. Yes.
Okay, now is it true that as well for all cities in NCR that the beneficiaries for this 1,000 peso cash aid will be the same people who received social amelioration last year?
Just according to our interviews, most of these LGUs, the beneficiaries for the ECP cash aid are the same individuals who received the social amelioration program last year. But based on the guidelines issued by the DILG, also those individuals who will receive this cash aid will also be coming from the vulnerable groups, such as low-income individuals living alone, PWDs, and solo parents. Jeff.
All right, thank you very much for those updates. Again, that was JC Cosico reporting to us live from Manila. Time to check in on vaccine updates from around the world. U.S. pharmaceutical company Pfizer is working on a new vaccine supply agreement with Israel. The Middle Eastern country's vaccine rollout has been lauded as among the fastest in the world, with more than 4 million of its citizens now fully inoculated. American drug maker Novavax has started to cross over patients in its ongoing vaccine trials in South Africa and the United Kingdom. This means that participants who previously received a placebo shot in earlier trials will be given an active vaccine. And the U.S. government is working with British-Swedish pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca to identify alternative production sites for its COVID-19 vaccine. This comes after contractor Emergent Biosolutions mixed up ingredients for 2 vaccines. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.